Hello everyone. We were studying our chapter, the Indian Constitution. Why a constitution is important? What role does a constitution plays in governing a country, in governing the citizens of a country, and how beneficial is it for the citizens of a country? We have already discussed these points, but before we begin with our next slide, let's see whatever we have studied till now. We have studied about what is a constitution. Now, if we talk about the Indian Constitution, it is a set of written rules and regulations by which the government rules our country. Then we have studied about why does a country needs a constitution to serve for the better serving of the citizens of a country, for ensuring equality among the citizens of a country. Now, there were certain key features of the Indian Constitution: federalism, parliamentary form of government, separation of powers, fundamental rights, secularism, sovereignty, socialist, republic, and directive principles of a state policy, which we have discussed in detail in the upcoming slides. Then we discussed about what is preamble, the introductory page of the Indian Constitution. 4 components of preamble of India. What is federalism? We have already discussed. Federalism means sharing of power. In India, the power is divided into 3 levels of government. That is union or central government, state government, and local government. Local government is divided into 2 parts: panchayats and nagar palika. Means power is shared among these 3 levels of government for proper administration at each level of government. Directive principles, these are directive principles of a state policy. These are the certain benefits. We have been given certain fundamental rights. Everyone knows about it. But yes, we have also been given certain benefits by our constitution, which are known as directive principles of a state policy. And these directive principles of a state policy, they ensure greater social and economic reforms, right? And to serve as a guide to independent nation. Independent Indian state to institute laws and policies that help us reduce the poverty of the masses. Means particularly for bringing up the social and economic reforms, for uplifting the economic status and social status of the people. Certain benefits have been provided by the Constitution of India to its citizens. Then what is secularism? No discrimination on the basis of religion. Parliamentary form of government, we have already discussed how the constitution is divided: legislative, executive, judiciary, right? Legislative makes laws, executive, it passes it, and judiciary, it takes decisions, it resolves disputes. Now, the president is the head of the parliament. If you see, the president is the head of the parliament. The 2 houses of the parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they come under the president. President has the powers to dissolve the 2 houses, to take decisions, but he can take decisions only by taking Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers in confidence. Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, they are elected from Rajya Sabha. They are elected from Rajya Sabha by the voting of Lok Sabha. Alright, so President can take decisions for Parliament, right, for both the houses of the Parliament, but he can only pass those decisions on the advice of Prime Minister and his councils of ministers. Now, judiciary, it is divided into Supreme Court, High Court, and District Court. Now, separation of powers, we have already studied about legislature, executive, and judiciary. Fundamental rights, we very well know that we have been given 6 fundamental rights. Now, what is Parliament? The Parliament of the India is the supreme legislative. Legislative means law-making body of the Republic of India. It is a bicameral, means any kind of legislature which is having 2 houses. So it is a bicameral. Bicameral means 2. It is a bicameral law or legislature composed of the President of India and the two houses, the Rajya Sabha, which is also known as Council of States, and the Lok Sabha, which is known as the House of the People. The President, in his role as head of legislature, has full powers to summon and prorogue either House of Parliament or to dissolve Lok Sabha. The President can exercise these powers only upon the advice of the Prime Minister and his Union Council of Ministers. Now, what are the two houses of Parliament? The two houses of Parliament are Lok Sabha, lower house of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, upper house of Parliament. Maximum strength in Lok Sabha is 552. Maximum strength in Rajya Sabha is 250. Prime Minister is the leader of Lok Sabha. Vice President of India acts as the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha operates for 5 years. Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. To become a member of Lok Sabha, the qualifying age is 25 years. To become a member of Rajya Sabha, the qualifying age is 30 years. Now, Lok Sabha functions and possessions. Now, Lok Sabha, also known as the House of the People, is popularly known as the Lok Sabha. It is the lower and powerful house of the Union Parliament. It represents the people of India as it is directly elected by the people through universal adult suffrage, that is voting rights. It is fully democratic, representative, and a national house. Now, powers of Lok Sabha, House of People. The very first one is legislative powers. Main function of the House of People is framing of laws. As per the Constitution, powers of House of People and Council of States are equal in respect of framing laws, but in practice, the House of People is more powerful. Generally, all important bills are presented in the House of People. Means, what does it mean? Means equal powers have been given to House of People and Council of States, that is your Rajya Sabha, in respect of framing of laws. But still, your House of People is more powerful, and all kind of important bills they are presented in the legislative power, in the House of People. Now, financial powers. The Constitution has made the House of People powerful so far as financial matters are concerned. Finance bills are initiated in the House of People only, although finance bills are sent to the Council of States after passing by the House of People, but the Council of State have to accord sanction to the final bill within 14 days, otherwise it is passed. If the Rajya Sabha, it says ki yes, certain amendments need to be made in these bills. If Lok Sabha wants, it will bring a change. If it doesn't want, it will not bring a change and pass it like that. It is the financial power of your Lok Sabha, right? Now, control over the executive. According to the Constitution, the Council of Ministers is responsible to the House of the People. The Council of Ministers can be functional till it enjoys the confidence of the House of People. The members of the House of People exercise control over the government by asking questions in the House, bringing motion of adjournment or no confidence in respect of government policies. Right? Control over the executive means ki the Council of Ministers, that is your Rajya Sabha, they need Council of Ministers and the Prime Minister. They both are elected by the voting which is done by the Lok Sabha people. If Lok Sabha people in majority vote for the Council of Ministers and the Prime Minister, then only they are elected for that position. Otherwise not. So somewhere, your Lok Sabha, because of its strength, the number of members in Lok Sabha are more and the number of members in Rajya Sabha are less. So always Lok Sabha has an upper hand when it comes to taking decisions. Why? Because majority votes, they always come from Lok Sabha. Fine. So even, according to the constitution, the council of ministers is responsible to the house of people, because it is the house of people, the Lok Sabha only, which elects these council of ministers. And if this Lok Sabha votes in majority against these council of ministers, they'll have to step down. The council of ministers can be functional till it enjoys the confidence of the house of people. The members of the House of People exercise control over the government by asking questions in the House. Why they ask questions? Because they have the right to, because they have voted for them. And if they'll not be able to satisfy somewhere, they will not be in favor of them, and ultimately they'll have to step down. Amendment in Constitution. The House of People together and the Council of Estates together can make amendment in the Constitution. Yes, 2/3 vote should come from both the houses of the Parliament. If you have to make any change in the Constitution, if you have to add something or delete something, we'll have to take both the houses of the Parliament in confidence. No single house can alone make an amendment. In this case, both the houses will have to come together and vote. Election of the President and the Vice President. The President is elected by the members of an electoral college, consisting of the elected members of both the houses of Parliament and the elected members of the legislative assemblies of the states. The Vice President shall be elected by the members of an electoral college consisting of members of both the houses of Parliament. The election shall be in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote, and voting shall be by secret ballot. So your election of president and vice president, it is also done by the members of both the houses of the Parliament and the elected members of the legislative assemblies, which you call MLAs. So MLAs have to come, and both the MPs of both the houses, that is member of Parliament, MPs of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and MLAs, they all together vote for the president. If we talk about vice president, then the MPs come forward of both the houses and elect your vice president. Now, our next topic will be Rajya Sabha and its functions. Now, firstly, what you will do is you will go through all the powers of Lok Sabha first. You will go through them thoroughly. If any confusion is there, do come and question me on WhatsApp group. And also, class, take your classes seriously.